Extracting game files. Now, before I tell you how to make the hack, you need to first learn what is an RGSSAD file, and if there is an RGSSAD file, what to do with it. RGSSAD file basically is a compressed version of the folder data or graphics, or even both of them at the same time. Now you need to extract the files inside the game.rgssad file because of the fact that the RGSSAD file precedes the priority when it comes to loading the files, which in layman's term means that the game will prefer the RGSSAD files instead of the data and graphics folder, which are outside of the RGSSAD file. Now, it might be possible that the game you are trying to hack does not have a data file, or does not have a graphics file, or even does not have both of them, but then it will have the RGSSAD file. So in any case, what we have to do is just extract the game.rgssad file. Now, in order to do that, you need to use the decryptor that was provided in the GM toolkit, and you must have already added the decryptor folder into the path of your system. So what you need to do right here is just right click and open a terminal. After that, all you need to do is just type RPG, then press tab. So it will just autocomplete the command and make RPG maker decryptor CLI here. After that, just press space, then type the RGSSAD file's name. So here you can see I've done that, and I just need to press enter. Now it will extract the files from the RGSSAD file into the games folder, and it will take some time based on how large the RGSSAD file is. Now once that is done, you can delete the RGSSAD file because we no longer need this, because all of the files inside the RGSSAD file has been already extracted in this folder, so you can just delete this. Now when it comes to games with RGSSAD file, it's pretty much what I just showed you. So all you need to do is just extract the game.rgssad file and then delete the RGSSAD from the games folder. Now what happens if there is a game that does not have an RGSSAD file? Well, that's basically the best case scenario because you do not need to do anything else. But there might be possible that this game.rxproj is not present, which I will explain in the next video. But if there is no RGSSAD file, then you're good to go, and you can even skip this video or just continue watching, because there are some special cases where RGSSAD file is not present but the game still does not open. So next comes the special cases. Now special cases are basically some cases that do not have a one size fits all solution. So each special case will have a different solution, and it might be possible that there is a new case in the future that I have not described here. So if I get the solution for that, I will add a video in a description here. Otherwise there is no solution, at least for now. So the first special case would be hidden files. Now some of you already might know how hidden files work. So I'll be taking this game for example for two of the special cases. So for hidden files, you can just click on view. And before that, you can see there is no RGSSAD file and there is no data folder. So data folder is basically the folder that we edit in order to make the games. So as you can see, there is no data folder here, and basically there is no RGSSAD file here either. So let's just click on view and click on hidden items. After that, you can see there is a game.rgssad file. Now similarly, there can also be a possibility that the data folder has been hidden and you just cannot see it. Oh, and make sure that you have this checkbox checked, which is the file name extensions, because otherwise you will not be able to see the extensions of these files. So it will be just game instead of game.rgssad. Now there is another special case, which is runtime decryption. So runtime decryption basically means exactly what it sounds like. So the game is currently encrypted and it gets decrypted when you start it. Now there has only been literally just one game that does it, and that is this particular game, which is the Pokemon Trimaster version HJKDE. And I seriously don't think any other developer would be trying to use this, but I thought I should just include this just in case. So originally what this folder looks like is something like this, and you start this shortcut. So once you click on this shortcut, basically something opens up. It does not have an actual window, so you cannot see anything. And basically this game tells us that we should wait for at least 5 to 10 minutes for the game to start, which is pretty inefficient for if you ask me. So what it is doing in the background is basically decrypting the files that the developers have encrypted. So once it is decrypted, the game shall start, which I'm guessing will take time. So I'll just fast forward this part.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so the game has started here, and as you can see, the game is working. But then again, oh, and if you want to check if this game is like the one that I described, then you can basically try to decrypt the game.rgssad that you saw when the game's files were hidden. But the rgssad file will not extract and give you errors. So that might be one possible way to know if the game is using this. Now, anyways, the game has started. All you need to do is just let the game run and just start Task Manager. Then find the game here. So you can see this here, RGSS player. Now right click on this and click on Open File Location. It will take you to the folder that has the decrypted files. Now all you need to do is just copy all of this and then just go to any folder that you want where you want to save the game. Now let's say I'll just name this game, and you need to just copy it in this folder. Also, you need to make sure that the game is still running while the copying process is going on, because of the fact that as soon as the game closes, all of these files that were temporarily added to this particular folder will be deleted. So as long as the game is open, you need to just copy these files. And once these files have been copied, so I have already done this before, so here I have. So these files are basically the extracted version of the game. I am just checking for one thing. I need to see where the .exe is. Okay, so it has the .exe. Okay, so it was hidden. Now again, so the extracted folder is also hidden, so you need to unhide the files and then you can see the game.rgssad here. After that, you know these steps. So this is the runtime decryption special case, and next up is the Xenoverse special case. So Xenoverse is a special case among the special cases. Now Xenoverse developers have basically hidden all the scripts inside a single file. So inside the data folder you can see the scripts are there, but when you start the RPG Maker, then you will see that the game's scripts are not present there. So what you need to do is just go to data, then sort it by type, and then at the bottom you can see this scripts.xvd file. Now this is the file that contains all the scripts that the game developers have added into. Now making a god mode for Xenoverse is a special case, so I instead created a separate video for it. You can go watch it right now, but I would suggest that you should completely watch the guide before you do that, because I do not do any explanation in the video. I'm just showing how to make the god mode. But if you can follow through, then sure, go ahead and use the guide for Xenoverse. So after that, we have the worst possible case, which is encryption. Now I only know one game that uses encryption, which is Phoenix Rising. So in case of such games that use encryption, you will see that there is no RGSSAD, there is no data folder, and even if there are no files inside it. And so you can also have some folder that it looks like something like this, and there is basically a bunch of random shit. So that means the game is using encryption. So in case of such games that use complete encryption, I do not have any solution. So in such games, you can just give up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you can just give up on games that have complete encryption. So that's pretty much all of the things that I wanted to discuss in this particular video. Next up is going to be how to open the game in RPG Maker XP.